right, welcome back. Y'all are going to get one more drawing out of me today. And it's not because I had an idea of what to draw, but it's just because I really don't feel like doing what I'm supposed to be doing right now, which is cleaning. And yeah, I don't want to do that. Nope, rather draw. So here we go. All right, so no idea what I'm going to draw. I'm just going to do this. I guess we're just going to stick with a character. All right, start with a hill. Let's see. I don't know. Let's give it some eyes. Some eyes. All right. Some nefarious creature because we don't really have a shape of or idea of what we're doing. So, gonna go like this, and we're gonna go like this. And it's always nefarious or some kind of monster. So, we're gonna go color these eyes in, cross hatching, darken them up, scribble inside. Let's get them going, and I'm gonna really go to town with the ink this time. Now I'm gonna try to clean the lines up a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. And maybe with this drawing, I'll just go really simple to see what I can get away with as far as like shading and just cleaning it up. So one thing I remember telling like other folks that I was working with is, line quality really matters. You can make a really complicated looking guy with all this stuff. He's got an axe, a battle blaster, a jetpack, all that stuff, which is fun. But if you have a simple drawing with some really strong line work, it'll always have a little bit more appeal. It'll just have a lot more pop because it's all a lot more legible. So I'm going to go in, and you can see I'm kind of going in, coloring in, and trying to clean up this line work. And it's okay if it's a little scratchy, but we're working on really the goal objective is going to be definition. So you can see how this guy, and you see that little bump right there, we're going to try to massage that out. If you get little bumps like that or lines that you don't like, just go ahead and make the line wider and just work with it, but try to clean it up. Let's go with some clean line work. And that's why comics and cartoons are really appealing, because their line work is really clean. They're simple, but they're clean. Alright, so you can see how that guy's already got a lot of character and we haven't really done much to him. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get into the eyelid like that, like that, like that, like that. Alright. And I'm going to do this. Boom. 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 And I'm going to do this right there. And that's a beautiful shape. I'm not even going to... Actually, I'll touch it just a little bit. And we'll leave it alone because that looks really nice. Try to do the same thing on the other side. Boom. And we'll leave it just like that. Alright. I'm going to give him a mumbly face. I don't know if like kind of like a little wavy mouth, right? Or should we go like, or should we make him snooty? Let's go snooty. Snooty. Alright. We said we were going to keep this simple. So there's your snooty face. And you can see how much like character he already has. Look how much emotion. And that's, again, that kind of goes to show really the power of like cartoons being able to communicate emotion with so little. Again, the more you put on, the more details you have, the more intricate it is, the more work you have to do. But the simpler it is, the more you can focus on just this kind of stuff. So, what's the next thing? I don't know. For some reason, this guy just feels like he doesn't have arms. So, but what does he have for legs? Or should we just make him like a ghost? Ooh, little ghost dude. Ooh, I love little ghost dude. I'd be cranky too if I was a little ghost. All the fun stuff we get to do, and I don't know. It just seems like ghosts are always upset. So we're gonna go ahead and give him that kind of like wavy kind of like foot thing. Well, footless. It's like a dress, really. Maybe that's why he's mad. He's like, I can't dance no more. They took my feet away. They put me in this. They put me in a dress. I got to spend eternity in this dress. Oh no! They don't know how good I can dance. He's a dancing machine. Alright. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to clean these lines up. Boom. Boom. And I'll try to do some shading since our shape is so simple. You can see that guy. And I'll be honest, I really like this side better versus this side. Where this side is kind of like big, this side is just kind of like thin and more, I don't know, not natural. I'll say this is organic and this is just kind of like commercial. And so that's the cool part about doing these kinds of drawings. You get to basically observe like what works, what doesn't. So all this right here, this all works for me. This, not so much. And by the way, this swoop right here, this works for me. This is like organic. This slope right here actually works really well with me. I just wish I would have just gone like maybe one big one right here, maybe one, and then a double there. But this is where we're at. So we're going to keep going. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and outline him a little bit more. Clean this area. And I like to kind of like really put my hand firm on the paper. That way, as I'm rotating my hand, I can better control where I'm putting this ink. Alright, there we go. See, I'm a fan of that. Alright. Alright. So that looks cool. Yeah, it looks like he's like coming along and then he just came across something that upset him. So we're going to do the head as well. Now, line variation. I can go dark around the whole guy, and it kind of looks that way just because you know, I started with sketchy lines, and just to clean up my work, I got to go heavier to cover up more of the broken lines. But line variation is a nice superpower, and I'll go over that again in a future drawing with you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. Basically just kind of just lets you emphasize the pieces that you really want, and then it lets these other pieces not so defined, and then by not defining them so much you actually define them, which I know makes no sense, but that's how it is. Alright, I'm gonna clean this little foot. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to call these, but we're gonna call them feet. Actually, I can make this really dark, and see, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go deep with this one. So actually, I'll do it intentionally. Let's see what happens. I'm going to make this little hill right here really defined, and then it's going to go to this little thin drop off right there. I'm going to go up again, and I'm going to make this hill way defined. And you're allowed to yell at me in the comments if I like start drawing and I'm drawing off the screen and I don't notice it. But I do not reshoot this stuff. I just try to do it in one shot so you can see exactly how I go through this and how I don't second guess myself too much, because it is what it is, and if I really like it, I can always draw it again. And if I really like it and want to draw it again, that means I found myself a character. Alright, boom. Yeah, so line variation. And I'm going to do it again over here. And I'm wondering, I said I was going to do some shading in this guy, and I guess I will. What do we got? We're at 9 minutes. Let's see if I can do it. Alright. So I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to go darker, bolder, wider line. Do ghosts have shadows? That's a good question. Alright, so we got our dude there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with some shading. Now this, I love shading with pen because it's just really, really satisfying to get a light color with ink. And what I'm doing is I'm barely scratching the surface with the pen, and it's giving me this really light fill-in. You can see how it's kind of just ghosty. You guys can barely see it on your screen, but it's awesome. I'm going to go over it again, and as I go over it again, it's going to make those previous lines darker. And I'm going to stay away from the edges because he's a ghost. And I think ghosts should have like glowy edges. And that's cool. And that's my dog. And he's probably going to be annoying. And I'm probably going to have to yell at him. Or maybe he just disagrees with what I'm doing. Hey, buddy. Buddy, can you calm down? No, I don't think he's going to calm down. I think he's going to get louder. He's so cranky. He's as cranky as our ghost. Alright. Yeah, he's looking pretty cool. Alright, I'm going to go a little darker right here. And the puppy chilled out. It's a Christmas miracle. So I'm doing this really light scraping. Yeah, that's cool. The only thing I don't like is this line over here, but I can't really do anything about that except go super dark on this side. And I don't want to go dark. I don't want to go darker than that. So I'm just going to live with that. And if I draw this dude again, I will just try to avoid doing that. I'm going to go around the nose area. And it's kind of cool. This video is 12 minutes long so far. And it's just by doing the simple figure. And I'm coloring a little bit of the eyes just to give them a little bit of color. And it's going to give that little circle, that little highlight that we gave it right here. Gives it a little bit more purpose, more definition. Alright, so then we're going to go on this side. Shade him in just a little bit. Light scratches. Oh, I'm getting lazy. Come on. You gotta stay really light, because see, when you're doing with this with pen, if you get lazy, you're very likely to make a line you're not going to be happy with. Going in. There we go. And our little ghost guy. Gonna do a little bit more on this side. And then we're gonna call it good. I think he's cool. Should we do it? No, I don't. I'm gonna leave it just hatching. But yeah, this line over here is driving me a little bananas. See if I can get this stuff to accept it a little bit more. Uh-oh, Puppy's gonna go bananas again. I gotta hurry up and end this video before Puppy goes bananas. He's gonna go bananas. And I gotta go to the gym. Yeah, because I really don't want to clean. I'm just gonna go to the gym after this. Alright, there's our ghost. Very simple, right? But you see how we just spent about 15 minutes on it? And he's gonna give him a exclamation mark, because he's like, what? What should I give him? I should have given him a question mark. Question mark probably would have been more appropriate. Oh, what? All right. Boom. And there you have it, folks. You got your Grumpy Ghost, 15 minutes on the dot. Hope you enjoyed stopping by. Let me see your ghosts. I'm sure they're going to come out awesome, probably even better than mine, and I'd love to see them. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.